Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chris with Digital REM. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a perfect quad sphere to begin your models in Blender. So let's just get started. So what we're going to do is going to create something like this. We're not going to do the inset faces yet, but I'm going to show you how to start this process of creating a perfect sphere so you can model objects similar to this. So let's just get started. We're going to go ahead and hide this. And how you create a perfect sphere to get started is first we're going to do is snap this cursor to the world origin. But what we're going to do is go to Add, Mesh, UV Sphere. I lied. That's not how you do it. But I did bring this up to show you one thing. So as you see on this mesh, we're going to actually show you wireframe mode. You can get on this mesh, you see the triangles at the top. That's what we don't want, because when you're trying to model, especially if you're trying to model the top here, it's very hard to model the top. It's perfect to model quads in all different directions, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I'm going to just set this to the side so we can see a before and an after. So what we're going to do is go into Add, Mesh, Cube. See, I know you didn't see that coming. A cube, and what we're going to do is take the cube and add a modifier, subdivision surface. We're going to bump that up to 3 in the viewport, and we're going to actually, so you can see the difference, one is more circular than the other. This is still kind of like a cube, but it's just, you know, almost it's subdivision or smoothed out, a smoothed out cube. So what we're gonna do is go into modifiers and go to cast, and what cast is just like when you put your arm in a cast, it's gonna make that object the shape of what you want, and we're gonna cast to a sphere. See, you can cast to a cylinder. I'm on the wrong object. Here we go, modifier, cast. You can cast to a, turn the factor all the way up to 1. We can cast to a cylinder, which is crazy. We can cast to a cube, but we want to cast to a sphere. And not at 10, but we want to be at 1. And that'll give us the perfect circle or perfect sphere. And we're going to go ahead and apply both modifiers, applying the subdivision first and then applying the sphere modifier. And as you can see the difference, let's turn on the wireframe here. You can see the difference. This one has the triangles at the top. This one has quads all the way around, which is perfect for modeling. This, you can use this to begin a head or pretty much any model. You can get started just like this. So we're gonna do a good example is, I'm gonna turn the wireframe off for now, and I'm gonna actually right click, shade smooth, so you can see how smooth it is. This one gets smooth as well, but again, this is just not a good starting point. It's not a good starting point for when you're modeling. So we're going to stay with this one. We're going to go ahead and delete this. And that's pretty much how you get started with a sphere that has all quads. Why is this beneficial, you might be asking? So let's say I want to create some type of, I don't know, create a button. We're going to just grab these faces here. And that I did that by going into edit mode here, edit mode, grab faces. I'm actually going to grab the faces around it. So I selected more, select more, select length or something. I push Control plus, so it just selects more. You can do it the long way, or you can do Control plus. But then you right click, and you can do a loop tool, which this is a great tool that I learned about. Loop tool, after you right click and push circle, and it gives you the perfect circle, and you don't lose the integrity of your actual sphere. And when I was beginning modeling, that was one of the problems I was having. I was trying to move each individual vertice, and a vertice being these points here. I was attempting to move each individual vertice to make this shape, which took so much more time than being able to just hit this button and it creates the shape for me. It's an awesome tool Blender made right there. So I want to go back, and actually now I'm gonna inset this face. You can right click, inset, and that just pulls everything in, all your faces in, and gives you another loop. Then I'm gonna hit extrude, right click extrude, or hit E and pull it down. And look, I cut right into it. I'm gonna inset one more time. I'm gonna just hit I this time. And I cut right into it, and look, there you have it. I cut right into it, and it's from a perfect sphere, and I didn't lose any integrity of the sphere, and it pretty much just acted just as I would expect. So that's pretty much how you get started into modeling with a sphere. You know, a lot of people start this process or use this sphere to begin sculpting heads and sculpting different objects or sculpting limbs, but it's a good starting point for sculpting. It's a good starting point for modeling organic things, so, or even hard surface modeling. So that's pretty much this lesson. In the future lessons, I do plan on going further into how to extrude these surfaces and get a better look, like a more of a beveled look. Similar to this object here that I have here. I'm going to go ahead and hide what we did, but similar to with this object I have here. So again, I plan on, and actually it's missing the subdivision surface, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the subdivision back on, and now it's a lot more smooth. But again, it's starting from the same exact model that I showed you before, the same exact quads model. And you're able to do things like this and create futuristic things. And just imagine like this sphere now, you know, we model some arms or whatever the case may be. This looks like a button right now, but you know, you can model all different types of things and it gives it that futuristic look. So that's this episode, but again, stay tuned for future episodes where I actually go into modeling or insetting faces, extruding faces, and adding these bevels here in the future lessons. So I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, y'all.